Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something pretty accessible, actually, journaling.
That's right.
It's this idea of, moving beyond just reading your life story
Mm-hmm.
to actually writing it, taking control of that inner narrative.
Exactly. And, it sounds simple, but the science is quite interesting. Harvard research, for instance, suggests just 15 minutes a day.
Only 15 minutes.
Yep. Can potentially lead to things like a 28% drop in anxiety, a
Yep.
pretty big jump, 42%, in problem solving, even potentially boosting your immune system.
Wow. Okay, that's more than just like venting onto a page then.
Oh, definitely. It's a simple tool, but, well, it packs a punch.
So what's the mission for us today? We want to understand how it works and maybe find some practical ways to actually, do it.
Precisely. We'll dig into some research findings and, yeah, practical techniques you can use right away.
All right. So neurologically speaking, what's happening? You put pen to paper.
Hmm.
What fires up?
Well, think about it. You're taking these swirling thoughts and giving them structure, right?
Yeah.
A physical form.
Okay.
That process tends to engage the left hemisphere of the brain, the logical organizing part. It helps you sort things out.
Makes sense, like creating order from chaos.
Kind of, yeah. And at the same time, it's like giving your amygdala, your brain's emotional center, a safe outlet. It can process feelings without getting, completely overwhelmed.
So it calms the emotional storm a bit.
It can, yes. Plus, the act of writing helps consolidate memories, and sometimes you get these little bursts of dopamine, those aha moments when you figure something out. It's like neural alchemy, almost.
Neural alchemy. I like that. So it's not just one size fits all. There are different approaches depending on what you want to achieve.
Absolutely. Let's maybe touch on a few key ones. First up, there's this technique called morning pages. Heard of it?
From Julia Cameron. Right. The artist's way.
That's the one. Super simple concept. 3 pages, handwritten, first thing when you wake up.
And the key is no editing.
No editing, no judging, just pure stream of consciousness. Get it all out. It's like clearing the mental clutter. Research even suggests it could boost creativity by something like 67%.
67%. That's huge for anyone feeling stuck.
Okay, what if someone's goal is more about, say, feeling more positive day to day?
Then gratitude journaling is a great fit. UCLA research looked into this.
Okay.
The practice is usually listing, say, 3 specific things you're grateful for each day, and crucially, reflecting on why they matter to you.
The why is important.
Very. Doing that consistently, maybe for around 21 days, can actually start rewiring your brain pathways towards a more positive baseline. It shifts your focus.
I can definitely see how that would work over time.
Uh,
Okay, facing a tough problem. Is there a journaling hack for that?
For sure. A dedicated problem-solving journal. The structure helps you write down the problem very clearly.
Get specific.
Right. Then brainstorm maybe 3 potential solutions. Doesn't have to be perfect.
Hmm.
And then this is key. Choose one small, concrete next step you can take.
So it forces action. Exactly. And MIT findings suggest that this kind of structured approach can boost clarity on solutions by over 50%. It cuts through the overwhelm.
Okay, structure for problems. What about anxiety? Especially about the future, that kind of uncertainty.
Yeah, that's a common one. Future self-journaling is an interesting technique here.
How does that work?
You basically write a letter to your current self, but from your future self.
Oh.
Imagine a wiser, calmer version of you looking back,
Offering advice?
offering advice, perspective, reassurance. Stanford research points to this reducing anxiety around uncertainty. You're tapping into your own perceived wisdom.
That's a fascinating mental exercise. Okay, one more method you mentioned earlier, victory logging. Sounds powerful.
It really is. Simple concept again, just jot down your wins each day, even the small ones.
Small wins count.
Absolutely. Then the important part is to review that log, especially when you feel doubt creeping in. Interestingly, this is apparently a technique used in Army Special Forces for resilience training.
Wow. Okay, so it reinforces your own capability.
Exactly. Fights that imposter syndrome voice.
These are great practical methods. Any, pro tips or variations from people who swear by journaling?
Oh yeah, people get creative.
Yeah.
Tim Ferriss talks about fear setting, using journaling to define and dissect fears.
Instead of goal setting, fear setting. Interesting.
Right. Oprah apparently often combines her gratitude practice with setting clear intentions for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And even historically, Leonardo da Vinci famously wrote backwards in his notebooks, maybe, possibly, as a way to deepen his focus.
Wow. So the takeaway is be intentional.
Be intentional. Find what works for you. There's a great quote, "Your notebook is the cheapest therapist you'll ever have."
That definitely lands. Okay, so for listeners thinking, all right, I want to try this, what's a good starting point? Not overwhelming.
Yeah, good question. We often suggest a little challenge, a 21-day journaling challenge.
Yeah.
Just pick one method, maybe morning pages, maybe gratitude, whichever resonates. Commit to just 5 or 15 minutes a day. That's it. Totally. And then, maybe once a week, just notice any shifts, any changes in how you're feeling or thinking.
It's a simple experiment in taking control of that inner narrative we talked about.
Exactly. Because, sometimes you just need a place to put your thoughts. And as someone once said, the paper listens when no one else will.
A powerful thought to end on. Give it a try. Start your own journey.
Absolutely. See what happens.